Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast where we celebrate and discuss Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I have been upgraded to host. I am Pete Mummert.
And I'm Jerry Porter, still lowly, like third.
You're an intern.
host.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'm an intern.
Everybody starts somewhere. And today we're discussing Minute 3. And Minute 3 begins with director Steven Spielberg's credit and ends a minute later with Indy holding two pieces of a map. So I think most people, I don't think I'm alone in being familiar with Steven Spielberg. He played the Cook County Assessor's Office clerk in The Blues Brothers, and I don't know if he did anything else.
He had made a fantastic film called 1941.
Oh, sure. The blockbuster.
Yep.
Yeah. And then people said, oh, he'll never top that. Then he came out with Raiders.
Somehow.
Actually, just the other day I was watching some old Columbos, and he did one of the first Columbos, and it was pretty awesome. It's actually great. It's actually, I mean, you watch it and you're like, oh, I can see the future genius in the way he used the car's rearview mirror as a camera. But it's actually a good one. All Columbos are good. Who are we kidding?
Was that before Duel?
I think it must have been. I think Duel was a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah, that was 71. But that had a lot of rear view camera as
that's true.
As camera. So this is a good minute. It starts with Barranca. Barranca and Satipo find the arrow, right? Or Indy finds it.
Indy finds it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rubs it between his fingers.
And he doesn't seem that interested in it. He gives it a once-over and just drops it.
Well, clearly, it's because he knows what it is.
Oh, sure.
Because he's got a PhD in archaeology.
I like that Satipo tastes it, and he says, "Poison still fresh, 3 days."
See, that's
how
not
much
like an
poison has
ivory
he
tower
tasted?
Stuff. Like Indiana Jones. So he knows that. Yeah, Satipo's like, no, I'm actually from the streets. I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to be good though. Like if you can tell, oh, this is 4 days. Oh, this is only a day. Like if you can get to the point where you can say this is 3 days.
Yeah,
that's some skills.
It's true. Well, he hired the best.
I have had a question about this whole sequence since I was 10. I literally don't understand the scene. I don't know where that arrow came from, or that dart, whatever it is. Like, if the Javitos are following them, and that arrow is from 3 days ago, like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It's not a lie. I don't get it.
I spent, I could barely sleep last night thinking about it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe they're walking around the jungles in circles.
Maybe.
And they were following, and then you're like, and the point man, ran off when he saw the head.
Oh, yeah, this is a week later.
From minute 2. Yeah, this is a week later. So I was like, maybe they're just lost. But then Barranca actually calls him out. And he's like, no, we'd actually be dead if they knew we were here.
Oh, so Satipo's basically freaking out. He's like, not making sense. He's like, oh my God, they're right behind us.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard a rumor that there was another archaeologist who had been wandering around this area named Forrestal, and maybe he had been here 3 days ago.
Hold on to that, because
showing your cards,
he was
Pete.
here a while longer than 3 days. We don't know.
Well, did you guys notice that actually, and you might have to go back and reference the scene again, but right after he says, Barranca says, if they knew we were here, we'd already be dead. There's like a bird or a monkey that goes, wah! It's like, hell yeah. And calls him out, like, straight up. And it's like,
Jovitos, you heard?
It's like a sound, it's like an animal punctuation.
Well, and are the Jovitos like the stormtroopers of the Raiders of the Lost Ark universe? Like, do they have trouble hitting what they're shooting at?
They had Indiana Jones right in their sights 3 days ago, and it totally missed and hit a tree.
Now they hit a tree
further into the forest.
And it's because they have to apply poison because their shots don't really ring true.
Right. They just sort of scatter shot it.
Usually hit somebody in the calf or something.
Oh, just today actually, doing my research like a good podcaster, I found the original screenplay, and this scene, Indy actually has Barranca's lines in the screenplay. He's the one who says, "If they knew we were here, they would have killed us already."
Oh.
Which is a little weird. There's a lot of like little.
I'm glad they
differently
dropped
done
that
stuff.
because I think his first line is much better.
Oh yeah, and even just his first appearance.
His first appearance, yeah.
Yeah, his first of it's. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but isn't it all like celloed up?
I mean, and, one thing I love right after this scene is they cut to a little bit more of a long shot, and you see Barranca wearing his shorts.
Oh yeah. He's just waiting.
Did anybody look at the map that he hands? I think Satipo gives him the map, right? And you're like, looks exactly like my spelling homework.
He gives him Indy has half of the map, and Satipo gives him the other half. And I'm wondering, why it's in. I mean, maybe that's why these guys are along. They're like, hey, it's like the classic, hey, we got to work together. Yeah. Or I'm just wondering why. Why the map is still in two pieces and why Satipo's holding one of them. And if it is if he's holding that over Indy, why does he just hand it over to him right here? I don't know. It's weird.
I like he doesn't have to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just holds out his hand.
Well, you're sitting there and you're like, well, clearly Satipo's got his back. I mean, they're in the jungle. It's scary, Javitos, but he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like he's
true blue.
He's a good guy.
He's true blue.
There's one thing here that I will admit I was not bright when I was 10. What grade was I? I guess I was in like 4th or 5th grade when this came out. And I saw it once, and then I was telling friends about it, and I'm like, yeah, it takes place in it's either 1963 or 1936. It's got to be 63 though, right? Because if it was 36, it'd be like horse and buggies and stuff, and there wouldn't be any technology at all, right? So that's where my head was at in 4th grade.
Well, I think I love that they just say South America because they place it. You're like, oh, it's on that continent.
Mm-hmm. It's so
that
racist.
whole continent. Yeah, they're kind of. They're just like, oh, that's where it is. Like, it's so off the beaten path. Even the guy who wrote it didn't put like a bead on where a pin on
North
it.
America.
It's just South America, and as a kid, you're like, oh my gosh,
they're doomed.
Minute 4.
Yeah,
I thought this minute was going to be much more exciting.
I did too.
There's actual dialogue in this minute. We got nothing.
It ends at the waterfall. The waterfall is kind of fun.
It is actually very, very pretty.
Very atmospheric.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole shot, the whole minute with the light coming through the trees.
Oh, it's great.
It's spectacular.
I wonder how long that took to render. Like, how many computers did it take? Like, you can't even see like where the green sheets, were replaced and stuff. It's impressive. Are we allowed to do a 9-minute podcast?
I think our listeners will appreciate that.
I think so too.
I think on this one they might have appreciated a 3-minute podcast.
We're gonna get emails about this one. You
know what though? You get people. Don't people write in and all that stuff?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I don't know, listeners. Do they?
You guys are idiots.
Yeah, totally. This sucks. My sister will write in, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what she's going to say.
Like one of those. Yeah, this sucks.
Well, if that's all we have for minute 3, then we will wrap this up and reconvene here tomorrow for minute 4. In the meantime, Pete, where can these people get in touch with us to remind us of all the stuff we missed from this minute?
Well, if you like the podcast, please subscribe to us on iTunes. Maybe write a review. Follow us at indianajonesminute.com. We're on Facebook. We're on, what are we on? Snapchat, Instagram.
Don't forget the
internet. Yep.
All right. Next time, Jerry will find a special job for you, too. You're the only one who doesn't have a job yet.
Yeah, intern.
Yep.
Where's my coffee?
Yeah, your sister got you this job. So.
She's the real Raiders fan. All right. Well, on that note, we will see you next time on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Jones!
Jones? Smith!